So today's Sunday, October 9th, 2016, and I am working on a do-it-yourself project. I'm going to make a bench for my kayak to sit on. Right now I've got it sitting on two sawhorses, and it always seems to be in the way in the garage, and I'll show you in just a minute what that looks like. But the idea for this is to build a bench, very simple construction, make a shelf on the bottom, and then have some kind of a cradle of 2x4s on the top. And it's going to be even height with my tailgate, so I can slide my kayak in and out of the truck easily. So that's my idea. I've got some tools here, and I've got some really basic tools. And I went to Home Depot. I bought everything that I needed for this project at Home Depot, and I'll walk you through everything I have here in just a minute. And I'm ready to get started. Alright, I want to walk you through real quick what I bought from Home Depot and some of the tools I'll be using for this project. So you've got deckmate screws, 3.5-inch screws. I actually had these left over from building my deck. I've got a pair of gloves, drill bit, socket, and some big screws for the casters, and I also have lock washers there. Casters that I bought, I've used these on a different workbench that I have. These are from Home Depot, about $8 a piece. And I wanted locking mechanism on each corner, on each wheel, so these worked out well for me. And then these are an idea that I had to mount my fishing rods. Bought these at Home Depot as well. The idea is that the cradle of this thing is going to be, the kayak is going to overhang the bench, so that extra length sticking out won't matter. It'll be a nice safe place to put my fishing poles. As far as lumber goes, I've got a 4x8 sheet of 1/2-inch plywood, two 4x4s, and I bought 10 2x4, everything 8 foot long. Probably don't need 10 2x4s, but I didn't want to have a couple extra. They're only a couple of bucks a piece in case I mess something up. Chop saw and a tool cart there that I'll put all the tools, all the stuff I just showed you on the tailgate right here. I'll put all that stuff into that little cart. So this gives you an idea of where this project idea came from. My garage is kind of a mess. I've got gear everywhere, and you've got the kayak sitting on two sawhorses, and it's just kind of always in the way. My riding lawnmower's behind it, and I got to move it over. Okay, so this is the cradle. So this is going to be an 8-foot 2x4 that's going to cradle the kayak. This is the 4x4 post, and you can see how the 2x4 will run down the length of the kayak, well, at least 8 feet of it. So I mounted a caster. Sorry, it's going to get wobbly. I mounted a caster onto the bottom of this 4x4 and just kind of stood it up and was really just trying to play around with the dimensions. First line I drew was the even height with the tailgate, and then I brought it back here because I want this thing taller than shorter, so that it makes loading and unloading the kayak a little bit easier. The other thing I want it to do is kind of cradle the kayak as well, so I want to put about a 5-degree bevel. I'd started out 15. I did a couple test cuts on this piece, and you can kind of see how that's beveled, so that'll give it a little bit of a cradle, very similar to like a boat trailer and how that's set up. So I'll make my cut. I'm going to cut a 5-degree bevel right there, and I can cut out all 4 of my 4x4s now, get the casters mounted, and get this thing put together. I think the construction of this is going to go a lot quicker now because I've got someone to help me, and that's Jake. What do you say, buddy? You gonna help me? Are you gonna help me? You gonna help Daddy? Or are you going to lay in the shade? I think he's going to lay in the shade. What do you think? Yep. And they're about 2 feet apart at the widest part. So my next cut's going to be a couple of 24-inch boards to go to mesh the two sides together. So here is the rolling chassis, and a little bit hard to do this part by yourself. If you've got someone who can help you, that would be a lot easier. It's not exactly squared and trued up yet, but as I reinforce it and brace it, everything will straighten itself up. So looks good so far, and it rolls around real nice. Okay, kayak cart complete. Really happy with how this thing turned out. Really cool. And I added 2 more support boards here, but these are for my rod holders. As you can barely, literally just touch it like that and it rolls around. So well worth it.